with SmackDown going off the air with major buzz and the biggest audience to watch WWE television in months, totaling over 7 million viewers for the Hogan comeback to accelerate momentum heading into WrestleMania season. The company after Hogan and Vince last Thursday, with major aces still up its sleeve in Rock, Austin Nash and possibly Bill Goldberg all about to debut in the near future, potentially bringing up the level of star power on both brands close to the unprecedented roster of the first quarter of 2002. For the first time since the walkout in June hyped Steve Austin's potential return by subtly promoting his response to Bischoff for later tonight in front of the expected hot atmosphere in Chicago, opening Raw with Booker vs Hardy going 5 minutes with the first quarter perhaps with carryover from the boosted audience of last Thursday, already at over 4.5 million viewers and the biggest opening Raw audience in months. Scott Steiner bumped up the Allstate Arena with him after the mixed reaction at the Rumble in Boston, getting a massive babyface ovation from the Chicago crowd, more in line with his TV drawing power, with him perhaps the biggest rating difference maker on the WWE roster since making his debut in November, creating the conflict of Steiner's still top-drawing personality compared to his struggles to work around injuries in the ring, with Steiner after getting the first major beatdown from the newly formed group calling out Triple H to bring him out alongside Flair, Orton and Batista, with a group yet to be named other than the obvious Horseman inspiration, ending up with Steiner swerving them by bringing a steel pipe to clear the ring to continue the build to the Steiner-Hunter pay-per-view rematch in the advertised main event tag match with Hunter and Batista against Kane and Van Dam later tonight. With the Hogan vs McMahon build-up expected to go all the way to WrestleMania in over 2 months, what turned out to be one of the biggest talking points in the business over the past week led to speculation on the creative setup leading up to it, with an article posted by an alleged anonymous extra on the set of the Rundown movie claiming to get exclusive details from Rock on the plans for his upcoming run, gaining credibility by posting specific details on the movie scenes and pictures of the set, to result in his article being posted all over the wrestling websites during the week, claiming to be on set for 5 days of shooting from Friday to Tuesday, January 21st, with the biggest headlines coming out of it being Rock confirming plans for his next run as a heel by working against Hogan at No Way Out, followed by headlining WrestleMania 19 against Goldberg, and then moving on for 2 other movie projects for the foreseeable future, with Goldberg after returning from working a Tokyo Dome show in Japan a day earlier, also reportedly visiting Rock on the set last Monday, with the rumored build to set up the match if the deal can be reached in time being that Rock will go over Hogan after Vince's interference to create a Rock-McMahon heel alliance that will lead to Hogan bringing in Goldberg to even the score and set up the double headliner for WrestleMania 19. With the picture about to be clearer in any week, with time running out for negotiations between the sides, with Raw's first hour closed with the continuation of the build-up to another major WrestleMania feud, with the first Michaels vs Jericho match seeing Jericho first responding to last Monday's Stacy injury angle to blame Test ducking the shot before bringing out Michaels to a big reaction in his Chicago return to clear the ring, closing the first hour with another strong segment for the Jericho-Michaels feud, with the hour overall totaling over 5.2 million viewers in the most watched Raw hour since August and a massive viewership boost on recent months. Victoria vs Trish in a Chicago street fight opened the second hour, with Raw continuing to set 5-month-high milestones throughout the night, with the first broadcast to enter the 6 million viewers range since August, ending up with Victoria retaining and Jez returning from injury, followed by another title match going over the rest of the top of the hour quarter with the Dudleys against Storm and Regal in a tables match, with the Raw crew in a scheduling change for the week returning to the US yesterday before heading to Chicago for tonight's Raw, with the brand overseas over the weekend in a 3-day tour in Korea and Japan, starting Thursday in Seoul, South Korea, followed by back-to-back shows Friday and Saturday in Tokyo, Japan, drawing sold-out crowds totaling nearly 40,000 people for all 3 nights. Seeing the tour continuing the company's new policy of more leeway in moving performers between the brands to boost specific shows, with Jericho advertised for a SmackDown house show in Canada and Lesnar set to work Raw's Madison Square Garden show next month, with SmackDown's Tajiri after getting a massive reaction from his hometown crowd in the previous SmackDown tour in the country in March 2002 that was second only to Rock and Flair, working the tour in 2 matches against Jericho on the first 2 nights, with Steiner and Kane against Hunter and Batista in the tag match's main event, followed by headlining the Saturday show against Triple H in a 25-minute world title match in Japan, with Raw's second hour after the back-to-back title matches also featuring the first televised match of the new 2 Tough Enough winners, with the show after another strong number for the final drawing a 2.6 rating to almost double the season average, with less than half a rating point below the heavily hyped Raw 10th anniversary special days earlier. Still yet to be announced for a 4th season, with talks of the show, if not renewed on MTV, perhaps returning in some form on WWE television with a modified concept, seeing the exhibition match ending a minute in with Dreamer welcoming them to the company. With 2 weeks left for McMahon's ultimatum set to expire on the February 10th Raw, 6 days to No Way Out, after hinting that Austin might respond to Eric's invite tonight with a clear question mark in an attempt to potentially boost numbers without false advertising his appearance, Eric walked to the ring to open the final quarter, confirming to the crowd that Austin is not here tonight, while continuing to set the stage for the pay-per-view by bringing back up the McMahon and JR confidential public burial of Austin's walkout in June 2002, hyping Austin's response for the next issue of Raw magazine with quotes from Austin's interview already posted on the company website and on the secondary weekend TV shows, in an almost unprecedented promotion for a company magazine interview in recent years, with anticipation of it causing major buzz, with Austin not holding back on everyone involved around the controversy in June and the lead up to it, closing the segment by showing Austin's WWF Desire video package from 2001 with the company following the massive audience for the Hogan return last Thursday, getting another strong sign of momentum throughout Raw's broadcast, with the second hour in particular drawing 5.7 million viewers, and figures not seen on Raw since Rock's last appearance on the show on August 19, driven by a Rock vs. Triple H main event and the final hype for the SummerSlam pay-per-view, with Raw's main event tag after already teaming up in house show matches on the road for the past 2 months, seeing the first time Triple H and Batista worked a televised tag match against the still unbeaten partnership of Kane and Van Dam, kicking off 2 minutes from 11 p.m. Hunter and Batista vs. Van Dam and Kane went 7 minutes into the 9-minute overrun, with Batista after the New Horsemen group eliminated Kane by taking off his mask, pinning Van Dam for the finish to set up a major show-closing heat angle, with the second straight Scott Steiner beatdown designed to establish the new group as a major factor from the start, on the way to next Monday's already advertised main event of Steiner vs. Jericho for the #1 contender shot at No Way Out, closing Raw potentially driven by the buzz of both the Hogan and Austin returns, with a huge viewership increase of nearly 1 million viewers over the recent average, totaling over 5.4 million viewers in the biggest Raw audience in 5 months, and the first time the show crossed the 5 million viewers mark since the week before the new fall TV season started on September 2nd, with the anticipation of seeing if another plateau can be broken for the final stages of the build-up and the actual returns coming up.